and tracking, I ensured that these samples were ready for testing. Coming from a technical background, this was the first experience in managing diverse stakeholders. Seeking further growth, I joined Airbus. So you transition from Mahindra to Airbus, where you got the opportunity to lead multiple projects. Then this is a good growth story. Role deepened my interest in leadership and strategic thinking. Left the meeting with a heightened curiosity about business operations. Realizing that my current work could only provide partial understanding of how business works, I recognized that to gain a comprehensive understanding of business models, I need a more structured approach. This is why I'm looking at a business school like ISB. Now, I had the questions also with me, but I have deliberately not put up the questions in these particular slides. Is that, what is the best check of your essay, whether it is an impactful essay or not? The best check is that when I'm reading the essay, I should be able to comprehend the question. Now, if I look at this particular essay, I do see that, okay, this is coming to question number two, or it could be question number three as well. So, because there is lack of coherent communication, so there is, you have good stories to talk about, you have done good work, but then when I read the essay, I should be able to understand what the essay question is without knowing the essay question. Keep that as the benchmark of a good essay for yourself. Now let's look at what are the good points and the bad points in this essay. Okay, the strengths of this essay are that the detailed account of specific challenges. So you've given the Mahindra account, it is very impactful. You've done good work, then you move to Airbus. Even there, you have done good work and you face challenges, you have overcome them. So you have a good narrative to talk about. And if we look at it from the second question point of view, where you are justifying your need for an MBA, you have good things to, build a strong base for yourself. But if you make it more personal, uh, you come from, I'm assuming you're coming from a mechanical engineering background. When you are doing, when you're writing your MBSs, the point to take home is that everybody is not very well versed with your technical terminologies. Is it really important for me to know that when I'm reading your MBSA? So, think of all those questions as well when you are writing your essays. How much of technical jargon do you want to put inside the essay? Because then I do get involved in reading and trying to figure out what all things you have done from the technical point of view, and I miss on the story part. So the storytelling takes a backseat. So you can make it more personal, you can give it a more passionate tone, you can make it more relevant for any reader rather than just the engineering reader. And then the connections between the paragraphs need to be stronger. There is one connection that you wanted growth, you shifted from Mahindra to Airbus. You had a very clear idea of what type of opportunities you wanted to work with, what type of work you wanted to take care of. But again, the personal narrative or the learning approach, or why the MBA doesn't really come across explicitly over here, which could be more explicit. So you can fine tune it better on that front and add more details of what your career goals are and how ISB will help. Or maybe you can just, since you have written ISB and not MBA alone, then you can probably build a case for that as well, which will then be expanded upon in the essay 3. So this is one way to look at this essay. Again, guys, when you are taking these reviews, understand that one essay can be done in 10,000 ways. You can pick up your stories. You might have 10 stories to talk about. Any combination of stories will work. It is not that what I am saying is the end end game, or that is how it should be, otherwise it will not work. It is not like that. But it's the perspective that you bring to the table. As much as you can try and bring clarity to answer the essay question, that should be the first priority when you're writing your essays. So this is about this essay that we had discussed. Now there's another one that I have, and this pertains to essay 3. The third essay talks about why ISB PGP, remember? So this relates to that. ISB plays a crucial role in helping me realize my ideal career by providing a comprehensive and dynamic learning environment tailored to aspiring business leaders. Okay, I am waiting to hear more. The global exposure at ISB ensures interaction with faculty, and then I will be constantly exposed to new perspectives. Being part of an institution that is ranked the overall best school in India will reinforce your confidence in the quality of education. Then you will receive. Acha, theek hai. Then you coming to the commitment that ISB has towards cutting edge research. Why does it really attract you? Then the specific thing that you have mentioned in this essay is the research that you are inspired that Dr. Professor, that Professor Divya Seshadri is doing. Now, when I want to see how you will benefit from ISP, the only specific in this essay that I see is Professor Shishadri. Again, you could probably have gone deeper into a personal relationship of how, why Professor Shishadri only, why not something else, and what part of his research really clicks with you. Now, coming to a deeper analysis of this, the essay has a logical structure, but it is too generic, and there are a lot of common phrases that you have used. Comprehensive and dynamic learning environment. Global exposure ensures interaction with faculty with extensive experience from leading international business schools and corporations. So I am not, as a reader, I'm not able to connect to what at ISB is really something. If I remove the name ISB from here, if I remove these three words and I replace it with any business school, this essay will work everywhere, more or less. At least we might think that it might work, but that's not how your essay should be. You should have very specific things. Your career goals should be specifically mentioned, and how ISB will specifically help. You need to do more research into it and then connect the dots for the reader to be able to say that yes, he wants ISB PGP, let's get him in. So this is what I feel is missing in this essay. Technically, this essay covers every good part that ISB has to offer, but the relatability with respect to standing out among so many applicants, that could be done better.
Hi, Shruti. Let me
Yes.
just pausing here for a couple of questions and then also for a quick time check. We have about 7 minutes left.
Okay.
So we have a question that is asking, when you say engaging, could you give an example of how you would make the introduction more engaging? And then we have a similar question for the conclusion as well to provide more examples for strong conclusion and strong introduction.
Providing examples on the fly is very difficult. It does take a lot of time to sit down with an essay and see what can make it more engaging. But let's say you have a certain situation that you are opening up. Let's say you are clear that you have three stories that you want to bring up. Two of these are from your college. One is about some scenario that you faced at office, or let's go even back. We had a story over here which started in Patna, and then it continued till college challenges that he faced in college. So I could have an opening that my teachers in life have not only been the ones that I have seen at school. Things that I have faced in life, starting from my let's say my humble beginnings at Patna, where English was something which was lesser known, and then coming to managing multiple things. I thought um, I was great at doing that, and suddenly I realized I was not doing that very well. So these experiences have been the greatest teachers for me. So this something like this, please don't take it as verbatim, but something like this can really set the tone for the reader, understanding that okay, now he's going to come into something, and let me see what he has to say. What happened at Patna? What happened with the time management? Where did he fall flat? How could he have done better? What did he do when he was not able to manage his time? So these are things that engage the reader, make me inquisitive about what the story has to say going forward. That is how you can make it engaging. Now, coming to the conclusion, let's say you have covered a set of stories and you are concluding by saying that, okay, uh, this finally it is an MBA essay. So you can probably, put together your strengths and your weaknesses and say how you will contribute to the class, or how you will make a difference, or how these have really shaped your career goals going forward. It can it can go anywhere. Be open to thinking about how you can make it more engaging. But these are some ways. I hope I have addressed your question. Uh, that's on making it engaging. So conclude taking everything together, putting it together for the reader, and then let him go away with that feeling that okay, this was a nice story that I had. This guy has something to talk about. Let me read the next essay. I think we have time for just another one. Shirsi, do you want me to continue with another one, or there are more questions that I can take?
There aren't a lot of essay related questions, so I think we can use the next 4 minutes however you want.
Okay. So let me also bring up this one essay. This would be probably the last one that we'll take up. Now, this essay is about your the personal journey, again the strengths and weaknesses essay. Now, coming to this essay, if you look at the evaluation of this essay, it shows your experiences and your achievements. It shows the diverse roles that you have been a part of. That, but at some point in time, it becomes a slight rewrite of your resume. Sometimes we feel that the admissions committee, they might not miss on my achievements. Let me bring it up in the essay. It's not required. When they're coming to the essays, please understand how your essays are read. There is a whole application packet that you're submitting, and the essays fall towards the mid, or let's say the 3/4 or the 2/3 part of your application. So we have already read the rest of the parts. When I'm coming to the essays, when the essays are evaluated for the quality of writing, that's a different story. But then quality of writing, you need to see whether these numbers that you have put in, are they actually contributing to that quality. If it is contributing to answering the essay question, very nice. If it is not, then don't make it a rewrite of your resume. That is a suggestion that I'd like to give. When we are editing or reviewing, a lot of time people think that you've removed these numbers. Why did you remove them? These are my achievements. So you have a resume where you add that. Why do we want to put it in the essay unless it really specifically answers the essay question? If it does, well and good. So this is the main thing that I wanted to talk about from this essay. Apart from that, it's more focused on job descriptions and personal rather than the personal experiences. It should have been more personal. That's what the question wants me to do, and more introspective. And then grammatical errors are not done. Don't put up essays with grammatical errors or awkward phrasings. Try and read your essays aloud a lot of times, so that you can assure that yes, it makes sense to me. If it makes sense to you, it will make sense to the reader as well. So this is all about it. We are offering free essay reviews for a certain time period. In case you want your essays reviewed, feel free to share them with us. Shirsi has already shared the link. And for any other assistance, you know where to get us. You will have our email address and the website links as well. So all over to you, Shirsi. I think we are just in time.
Thank you so much, Shruti. And for the audience, I hope you found this session very helpful. And a lot of you had questions that got answered. There were some profile specific questions, and for that, I have directed you on the chat for another link and for the GMAT Club website where you can get more profile related questions answered. And as Shruti has mentioned, I have also pinned the link for where you can submit your essays for her to review and get back to you.
And if there are
Thank
more
you.
profile related questions, then you can always, reach out to us on our website for a profile evaluation.
Yep, that as well. And thank you, Shruti. Hope to see you next time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today.